Hey guys, just did a couple videos and now I'm going to talk about client stories really quick. Before, I just did videos on how to keto adapt the basics. I've mentioned this kind of stuff before. I just did it again because people keep asking the same questions, which means I'm getting blocks and chunks of new people finding keto for the first time. So now I'm going to talk about some client stories, which has been quite interesting. So a couple of days ago, I had a woman in her early 60s, and she was trying to recover from lung cancer. She had done everything, the coffee enemas, the juicing, all of these anti-cancer protocols that are non-conventional. She was able to break up the tumor, and it just broke up, and the doctors were like, oh my God, you know, they assumed that she would die and it would start to spread to her lymph and all this kind of stuff. But she broke up a big mass in her lungs. They did try to take out some of the tumor, but the point is that she was cancer-free for a hot minute, and then the cancer came back. So once the cancer came back, plus they did more, and she was trying to do it without radiation, without chemotherapy, and then she was like, okay, I need to go full keto and really strengthen my immune function and get my cancer cells to not be able to have glucose within the bloodstream, or to drop my insulin so glucose doesn't get, not that much glucose can enter the cancer cells so they can start multiplying and growing. And so there's two things. Like, one, I can understand why she survived cancer the first time, because she had such a beautiful, absolutely the most shining personality I've ever met. But I told her in this consultation, I also feel that you're always too on. You're on. Where's the off button? You guys have to create off buttons in your life. You can't be like, when I do consultations and people kind of sort of take over and they just start over talking, they're just so excited that the tempo, right, it's not there. So when else is the tempo not there? You got to know when to pull forward. You got to know when to pull back, because even if you're excited, even if you're like just beaming, you have to know those peppered moments to pull back. That was what the problem was. What I noticed in her personality, I said, she kept calling herself a beta. I said, you're not beta. For you to take cancer and break it up and survive from cancer the first time, you're full on alpha. Because she's a very strong woman, not beta whatsoever, not quiet, not slow in her row. She's just boom. And I said, because you're an alpha, look at yourself more as an alpha, so you know when to pull back. Because your body can create stress. Your gastric juices can start percolating in minutes, if not seconds. So it's really important for you guys to learn how to pull back. That is the biggest issue with a lot of you guys. And so I said, we need to up your fats. I noticed her fats were not high enough. They were quite high. In actuality, I really didn't need to change that much of her actual ketogenic schedule or macro breakdown. Not the grams and not the percentages. They were very close to what they should be. But what I did notice was that she still was overstimulated in her evenings. And that means too high glucose in the morning. Your glucose is high, you're still feeding those cancer cells. You're never gonna get rid of this damn thing. You have to change everything in your life, guys. This is not a joke. This is not a diet trend. This is a complete alteration of your entire existence, so you can live almost a new life, like you're reborn into someone new. And the only thing that you keep from the old you is the best sides of you. But we develop a lot of bad habits. I live in the US, and we are lazy. I am so busy. I am so like a hard worker, but I see when I'm lazy. I see when I am. I have to proverbially pull myself up, and I go, do it. Get your ass up. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, I don't feel like it right now. When some cultures, you can't do that, right? When a storm's coming in, when there's war, civil war going on, you can't sit down an extra mother-sucking second. Get your ass up and move. Do whatever you need to do. The last trip I took was in Ecuador. I'm going to South Africa soon. But that Ecuadorian trip, I was like, I've just been traveling a lot that year, 3 continents in 6 months. So when I came back from that last trip, I was like, once I hit Texas to fly to LA, I was like, it is so easy here. It's like, once I got to the US airport, it was like, I was cruising. It was easy breezy cover girl. I felt like a cover girl because it was easy as all hell. So I need to change my thinking. So I know that stress is created in the mind, which that's going to be my next video. But the woman, I told her, you know what? You need to pull back. You're overstimulated and you're not even aware of it. Your sleep is being compromised, and the same thing with your glucose. You can't keto adapt being overstimulated. She's like, no, man, no, Steph, but when I'm like relaxed, I'm so relaxed. I'm like, that's your perceived reality. I'm just looking at your nervous system crack-a-lacking all the time. Now, I got energy. You guys know I got energy, energy, energy for days. But I know how to calm it down at the right moment. That's why my keto adaptation has gone so well. Next story real quick, because I got one more video to do. Next story was yesterday's story. I love this woman. She was just the sweetest. Now this is a beta. Her energy, the intensity in her tone was very soft. She was very tempoed. She was very relaxing. She kind of had this voice, very soft, but I felt a sense of sadness. So we went over the fact that she has Crohn's. This is an inflammation of your colon. And she's like, for years, she's like, people have got Crohn's that have, the inflammation is so bad. Excuse me. Sometimes they can see blood in their stool. Chunks of food in the toilet. They are as malabsorptive as possible. Now, it's very interesting with the cancer woman. The other woman, she had pneumonia, and she had taken a lot of antibiotics. And I was like, antibiotics? I said, before you developed that cancer, you got pneumonia, so your immune system must have been awful before. And then you did antibiotics, strong ones, and your immune system became even worse. So it made sense why everything kind of escalated to cancer. Now, the one with Crohn's, she also has potential to develop cancer, big time, because she's so malabsorptive. But what I saw in this little sense of sadness was a pressure and a stress that she's not like gung-ho like the other woman who thought she was beta, but she's totally alpha. This one was beta. This one was calm. This one was like with a sweet, demure energy about herself, but almost too hard on herself. Not like brain's like this every second, but the brain's moving very fast processor, but still too hard on herself. So on one half, she's just like doing everything she can to stay away from foods that'll inflame the bowels, like wheat and anything that would be celiac, which we know that she obviously has because she's got Crohn's. Sometimes, guys, through epigenetics, some people can't take certain foods. She's like, oh, no, I can't eat nuts. No, I can't eat cheese. And no, I can't drink caffeine, like straight up, which is why, like, you guys don't know what's going on the inside. These are allergenic foods. Some of them have some benefits. Some of them don't. There are some benefits to cheese, but the casein outweighs the benefits of the fat. There are benefits to caffeine, certain kinds, not the blends and not the the sprayed and the mycotoxin heavy, but the overstimulation of your adrenals and the diuretic effect and the lowering of tyrosine and the sensitivity to caffeine itself in the brain, it supersedes and it trumps the benefits. And so sometimes, guys, we just got to let go of our addictions. I always feel like anybody who feels too locked on to certain foods, they're not going to adapt, because you have to be incredibly malleable, like clay. So with the woman who had Crohn's, I started doing the laundry list of all her foods, and I said, I'm pretty sure you have histamine intolerance. I'm sure that your mast cells are producing too much histamine. I'm pretty damn sure that you've got a leaky gut, that you're malabsorptive, that your D is low, your this is low, your that is low, if your poop has undigested food in it. So let's go through the laundry list. And I said, let's start eliminating foods. Let's try it a week at a time. And she's like, I'm sick all the time. How will I know that a food group is bad for me, like egg whites? And I said, well, you take eggs out for a week and you put them back, and you're gonna notice exponentially feeling really bad. And you can use your glucometer and test 20 minutes before and an hour and a half to hour and 15 after that to see if you have a glucose spike, because all stress creates a glucose spike in 99.9% of the population. So some people just have low blood sugar no matter what, but that's a whole nother subsection. But we changed her food. We talked about a testing of allergenic foods. She doesn't know which ones. Even beyond the standard allergy test, which can be very subjective, you've got to start paying attention and test yourself. You actually have to start doing journaling. Now, I'm using extreme cases of Crohn's, and then I'm talking about cancer, but just because you guys don't have those things doesn't mean that you won't develop it, or it doesn't mean that what you're going through right now isn't still incredibly problematic. Okay guys, I'm gonna go. I've got so many things to do. I'm so excited. I could keep going on. Learn about the body. If you want to learn more about these types of subjects or how to actually get into ketosis, go to Steph the Business, B-I-Z-N-E-S-S. Download the app and follow me on Periscope, because I can talk to you live. I've uploaded a few Periscopes onto YouTube. It looks really like I'm talking to a ghost, because you guys can't see the comments. YouTube will not allow the comments. It only saves the video, which sucks. Because if you could actually see the dialogue between me and people, everything would go like click in. So just follow me on Periscope. If you guys are interested in consultations with me directly, because I've learned a lot. I'm the most strict keto person. I have a high carb tolerance, a high protein tolerance. I don't have a lot of histamine. I do have some histamine issues, but I can pretty much do whatever I can with this physical body and stay pretty damn fit. So why I choose to be extreme, it's because of you guys. I've learned that you guys have the allergies and the digestive and the adrenal and the thyroid and the cancer and the Crohn's and the fibromyalgia and the low testosterone, the too much dehydrotestosterone. You guys have that. So I'm learning from you. That's the reason why I've become so strict, because in my former videos, people did not, former keto coaching people did not adapt. And now they do, because now people are starting to listen. And they're starting to think, well, this girl might have something, because I've got nothing to gain by being so strict and everybody throwing darts at me because I'm taking away their food addiction, porn food. So I don't gain anything from being so strict, but at the end of the day, I gain the respect, because my vibe, right, attracts my tribe. So if this is not your tribe, there's another keto person that will. Okay guys, so if you want to learn more, go to stephanieperson.com. Steph the Business, B-I-Z-N-S-S, like I said before, for my Periscope. Download the app, go to the store, Apple or Play Store, or stephanieperson.com, or Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page, because as you guys know, my personal Facebook page is